getting started here, making sure that everything's working. All right. Okay, we're gonna get started. So if your mat's not already rolled out, go ahead and do that now. And if anyone at home has a block, you can also use maybe an old box. You can use a rolled up towel. A water bottle works really nice. So if you have a block at home, go ahead and grab that. I'll give you just a second to get set up. And actually, yeah, if you're grabbing the block, take it with you down onto the mat, and we'll roll down onto our backs. So reach your knees towards the sky. Bring the soles of your feet to the edges of the mat, and then bring the knees in towards each other. Roll the shoulders underneath your back, and bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. And we'll take a few breaths together as everyone gets settled and arrives. Knowing that we could be in Denver, we could be all over the world. Some of us are working, some of us are not. But we'll let the day settle, just like sand would at the bottom of the ocean, allowing there to be clarity, and a wave-like motion with your breath. Big breaths in through the nose, fill all the way up, and out through the mouth, let it go. Inhale, feel both hands lift as the lungs expand. Exhale, let it go. Breathe in deep. Release. Three more just like that. Inhale. Exhale. Two more on your own. Let yourself sigh it out. Now that we've arrived here on our mats, taking a few breaths together, we can begin to find some movement. So rock the knees from side to side, letting yourself roll from one side of the foot to the other. And it's not about getting the knees down, it's just about waking up the hips. Move as slow or as quickly as it feels good in the body. Finishing on the opposite side that you started. Bring your feet in. They'll be about hip width distance apart. And roll your shoulders underneath your back. Squeeze your glutes and lift your hips up off of the mat. Your heels will be just almost where you can reach them. You don't actually have to touch the heels. And if you're lifting up and you feel any tension in the knees, you can just walk the feet forward just a bit. So find the place that works for you in this bridge pose and squeeze the glutes as you lift up. We'll stretch out the wrists a little bit, engage the belly, squeeze the glutes, and we'll lift the arms up. Take your left hand to the right fingertips and pull back so you get this nice stretch along the forearm. Breathe. And we'll switch sides. Bring your right hand to the left fingertips and pull back. Squeeze the glutes. Lift, pull the belly in. Awesome. Circle out the wrists. Some of you might be feeling this in the glutes, starting to feel that warmth in the hips. Go both directions. You can have the fingers closed or you can have the hands open. Good. Bring your hands down. Bring the right foot to the center of the mat, and if it feels okay, lift the left leg up for a one-legged bridge. Now you should be really feeling that in the right glute. If you need a little feedback, you can even bring your right hand to the right hip and continue to press the upper thigh into the hand. And we'll take a little practice here by internally rotating the left leg. So what that means is you're bringing the left leg across towards the right side of the mat. And when you do that, you'll feel the outer left hip start to fire up. You'll feel the inner leg start to work as you turn inward. And then we'll externally rotate. I said these backwards. We're internally rotating, so knee comes to the center, foot goes to the outside. Yep, and then externally rotate, go ahead and bring it across the body. One more, internally rotate, so knee comes to the center, foot goes to the outside. And then externally rotate, bring your left foot to the right side of the mat. Ooh, we should be really feeling that on the right glute. Switch legs, so left foot down, right leg lifts. If you want to take the left hand across to the left thigh, you can. Okay, so we'll find external rotation. Bring your right foot across towards the left side. Now you should feel the outer glute. And then we'll bring it inwards. Bring the knee in, the foot out. And we'll switch back and forth just a couple of times. Make sure that you're breathing here, slow and steady. No rush. One more in, really squeeze towards the middle. And one more out. Squeeze the knee out towards the front of your mat. All right. Setting the right foot down, squeeze the glutes, lift up, almost there, y'all. And lower down. I don't know about you, but I really felt that there. So bring your knees towards your chest. And you can rock from side to side. Bring the knees out a little wider. They don't have to be right on the belly. They can be closer to the outsides of the ribs. Awesome. So if you grabbed a block, great. If you don't worry about it. You don't have to have it for this exercise. But if you grabbed it, slide it between the thighs and lift the feet up. Bring your hands behind your head. Bring the elbows towards the sky. Flex your toes back. And lift the head and shoulders up. Just find kind of a neutral neck. We don't want to crank it in, but you don't have to keep it long. You might even just look between your thighs. And keep flexing the toes back and squeezing the quads. Think about pushing your middle belly down towards the floor. Keep lifting the shoulders up. Now, bring your knees in, your toes in. Find that internal rotation of the legs. And we'll switch. Bring the heels in, the toes out. External rotation. Go back and forth a few times. So if you have the block, you have that feedback there of squeezing the block between the legs. And just know if you need it to be a little easier, you can always bend the knees. And just a couple more. Squeeze the block. Keep the shoulders lifted. Whew. Inhale, lower the chest, lower the shoulders. Exhale, pull up, lift again. Think about pulling the belly down. Internally rotate, externally rotate. Knees in, knees out. One more in and out. Good, neutral. Inhale, lower down. You got this. Big breath in, maybe exhale out the mouth. Awesome. Inhale, lift up. This time just one leg. Bring your left toes to the middle, left heel out, and then turn the chest just an inch over to the left. So now we have this big crunch along the left side of the body. Hold and squeeze. Maybe you can get both shoulder blades up. Maybe it's just one, that's okay. Keep squeezing the block if you have it. Inhale, lift through center, even out the legs. Exhale, hold and lift. Inhale, lower shoulders down. Other side, inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring your right knee in and turn the chest over to the right. So now we have that side body crunch over on the right side. Maybe you lift the right shoulder blade up. Think about looking past the right hip. Keep squeezing the block if you have it. One more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale through center, even out the legs. Exhale, pause, hold, and lift. Inhale, release down. Okay. Hopefully our core is alive now. Two options. One is going to be to roll to one side and sit yourself up into a tabletop. Or option number 2 is going to be to grab the knees and we'll start to rock back and forth until you get some momentum going. Think about engaging the belly and only roll to the top of the neck. Awesome. So if you're rocking, cross the legs. And we'll find our way into a tabletop shape. If you have a blanket or a towel, you can always slide that underneath your knees. If you're using the block, you can just set that up to the top of the mat. A few cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. You should really feel that stretch along the front of the abdominals. Exhale, round the spine, push the floor away. Inhale, pull and grip the floor. Exhale, round. Inhale, drop the belly. Think about elongating the front of the spine. Exhale, now we bring that into the back of the spine as you push away, pull the navel up and in. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the gaze, shoulders out of the ears. Exhale, round and push. One more inhale. Exhale. Come through a neutral spine, toes together, knees wide. Sit the hips back and walk the hands forward. Come into a child's pose. So you can rest your forehead down onto the mat and allow yourself to really settle in here. Let the hips press back. Feel the stretch along the tops of the feet. Feel the release in the front of the shoulders. You may even take a little rock from side to side. And just know that as we move through practice, that this is always a shape that you can come to, that you're welcome to find child's pose and rest and breathe at any point in time. And that anything that I have for you today is only an offering of guidance. It is not something that you have to do. It's only something that you can do if it feels good on your body. On an inhale, roll up, find all fours, come to a tabletop. Lift your right leg up, keep the knee bent and pulse up towards the ceiling. Engage the belly and make sure that the movement is coming from the leg and not from the pelvis. So keep kicking, so little donkey kicks, like you're punching a hole in the ceiling, in the sky, up above you. Grit through the fingers. Keep those long, steady breaths. Awesome. Hover the right knee over the mat, and then we'll go out to the side. So same thing, we want to try to keep the movement from the leg, not the pelvis. We're not trying to open the hip up and roll onto that left side just yet. We're just pulsing right leg, fire hydrants to the side for 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Set the right knee down and we'll sway the hips from side to side. Going to the left side, lift the left leg up, pull the belly in, grip through the hands and kick up towards the ceiling. Keep the ribs pulling up, like you could pull the navel into your spine. Keep the neck nice and long, chin in. Release any tension from the shoulders. Keep those long, steady breaths for 3, 2, 1. Hover the left knee and out to the side now. So find those fire hydrants. And even though we're doing this on the left side, you may still be getting a little burn, a little work on the right side for supporting. Keep the belly in. Make that movement come from the outer left hip. Awesome. Set the left knee down and we'll sway. Whew. Okay, so we're going to find a little flow of movement here. It might take you a second to get used to it, but I promise you'll find your rhythm. Modified side plank on the right side. Take your right leg, lift it up off of the mat, bring the right knee in towards the left knee and swing the right leg out to the side. You're going to roll onto the right side, stamp the left foot down, and reach the left arm towards the sky. Take a big breath, and then on your exhale, so option to bring forearm or hand down. I'm going to go forearm so we can see that. Bring the left knee down. Awesome. And then you're going to bring your right foot to the towards the left foot and lift the right knee up. So now we're in kind of a butterfly shape with the legs. And then we'll keep going. So back and forth. Right knee in, right toes out. Roll to the right side, stamp the left foot down, and lift the left arm up. Good. Bring the left forearm down, left knee down. Find that butterfly shape with the legs. So we're externally rotating. And we'll go back and forth 3 more times. Roll, modified side plank. And forearm down, roll, and open into this real funky shape. Whew. Come to the forearm and open. Awesome. Last one. Roll, modified side plank. And forearm down. Open the legs. Excellent work. Come back up onto your hands and sway. Hips from side to side. So hopefully we feel that a lot in our right glute. But this is also a lot of core, a lot of shoulder work. Awesome. So other side. Left knee in, left toes out. Roll to the left side, reach the right arm up and open modified side plank so you can stamp that foot down. Bring the right forearm down, right knee down. The toes can be untucked and then lift the left knee up. Toes come in. So open into a butterfly shape with the legs. Left knee comes down, swing the foot out, so you're finding that internal rotation, and then open the chest, modified side plank. Roll down, find the forearms, right knee down, butterfly shape with the legs. Left knee down, open the chest, modified side plank. Forearm down, right knee down, open up. Got 3 more at your own pace here. So maybe the rhythm is a little bit faster for you, but keep the belly engaged. And don't forget each little tiny movement here, right? We're opening the hips, we're closing the hips. We're weighting the shoulder, we're lifting the shoulder. Last one. Awesome. Lift up into a tabletop and sway the hips from side to side. Walk the feet back, come into a plank pose, and then lift the hips up and back. Come to downward facing dog. This is our first down dog, so feel free to kind of wiggle and sway. Maybe you lift onto the tiptoes and lower the heels. or shake out the head, grip through the palms. Just taking any movements here that feel nice on the body. Take your gaze to the top of the mat and slowly walk the feet all the way up. Feet are a little wider than hip width distance apart. Inhale, halfway lift, hands can come to shins. Exhale, lower down. Root through the feet, rise all the way up to stand. Inhale, lift the arms, engage the belly. Exhale, bring hands to heart. Keep your kneecaps lifted by flexing the quads and rooting through all four corners of the feet. With the eyes closed down, maybe you sway the hips in a circle so that you can find all four corners of your feet. You might lift the toes, switch directions, and then maybe you find stillness. Open the eyes, sweep the arms up, inhale. Exhale, engage the belly, hinge from the hips so hip creases go back, lower to the earth. Halfway lift, hands to shins. Plant the hands down and lift up and back, downward facing dog. Left foot comes to the center, right leg lifts up and back. Bend the knee and we'll take some big circles with the hip. 3 in one direction. Think about scraping the inside of the hip socket with your femur bone. And then we'll switch directions. Lift the right knee up, find your left tiptoes. It's okay if the chest opens to the right a little bit, but take your gaze underneath the left armpit and think about opening the chest, opening the psoas, the belly, and the front of the right hip flexor. Point the right hip down, lift the right leg up and back so everything's straight. Take a breath in, inhale. And exhale, knee to nose, round the spine. Inhale, lift it up and back. Exhale, low belly in, round. Shoulders come over the wrists if they can. Inhale, lift to the sky. Last one, exhale, round it in. Plant the foot between the hands. Set your back knee down and lift your arms overhead. Squeeze your right heel back. It's not going to move, you're just going to feel the underside of the right leg fire. And then engage the left glute to find your stability. Lift through the arms. And breathe. Pull the ribs back. Squeeze that left glute if you lost it. Great, bring your hands to the floor. Lift your left knee and sweep the right leg back. Lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Press the heels down, lift the hips up towards the sky. Bring the right foot to the middle, lift the left leg up and back. Bend the knee and start to find big circles, as big as you can make them. Switch directions. You may even think about bringing thigh to belly as it pulls through, and then pointing towards the ceiling as it lifts up. And then we'll open the hip, knee towards the sky. You can open the chest a little bit to the left as you take your gaze underneath your right armpit. Like you could look at your left toes. Press through the palms. Lift the knee up a little higher. And then we'll rotate towards the floor, unravel the leg. 3-legged dog, left leg lifts. Take a breath in, breath out, knee to nose, pull the belly in. Inhale to the sky, exhale, round. One more, lift and round. Plant the left foot down, right knee down, hands lift to the sky. Squeeze, front heel to back knee to front heel, and find your right glute. See if both hip points are pointing forward. Pull the belly up, away from the thigh. Lift through the armpits. One more squeeze. See if you lost the glute on the right side. Squeeze it in. And bring the hands to the floor. Lift the back knee, sweep the left leg back, and both hips lift to the sky. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, either walk to the top, or if you're already in a hopping mood, hop to the top, find a forward fold. Halfway lift, long spine. Let it go, exhale. Inhale, root to the feet, rise up. Exhale, chair pose with wide feet, lower and sink down. Think almost like you have a block between your thighs. You don't have to put it there, but you want to act as if you're squeezing the legs together, but keep the knees over the ankles, and then also fire up the outer glutes. Sit the hips back, lift the chest, pull the belly away from the thigh, and lower down. Sweep the arms up and over behind you. We're not grasping the fingers, but act like you have a beach ball behind you. And lower the hands down. Halfway lift in. Recording there for a second. Okay, plant the hands and step back. Downward facing dog. All right, let's move. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Plant the foot between the hands. Inhale, both arms lift to the sky, crescent lunge. Squeeze the left glute. Sink a little bit lower. We're gonna find some arm swings. So right arm swings back, left arm up, and then we'll switch back and forth. See if you can find your balance and feel the movement within the shoulder blades. Okay, so now see if you can bring a little hop into the back foot. So it's just a little movement, articulating the sole of the foot, bending that back knee. The next time the right arm swings forward, you're going to shift the weight and lift onto the right leg, lift the left leg up, and then we'll swing it back and swing. Right arm forward, lift up, and swing it back. And then maybe you get a little pulsing here, lifting that leg. And then we'll land in our crescent lunge. Keep swinging the arms. Find your balance. Both arms lift to the sky. Goddess pose, heels in, toes out. You can cactus the elbows or bring the hands to the thighs. If your hands are on your thighs, the shoulders can come up towards the ears. Cactus the elbows, we're gonna stay here, squeeze the shoulders together, and we'll pulse up and down. Whew. Lift the arms, straighten the legs, turn to the back of the mat. All 10 toes face towards the back of your mat. Inhale, you can come onto the fingertips, lift the chest, sink the hips down. Exhale, straighten the front leg. So if it's easier, you can do this with the knee down as well. So wherever you're at is great. Just doing what we can. Good. All right, so hands come down, slide the left leg back. You're gonna place it in front of the right foot for a twisted leg down dog. So this is kind of funky, but I believe that everyone can get a similar shape. And then we'll walk our hands bare cloths, and hopefully the whole hand can be on the ground. Bend the knees as much as you need to until you get about 3/4 or about 2/3 the way back on the mat. All right, now we'll find our fingertips. Again, bend the knees as much as you need. Find your tiptoes and then walk your hands to the right. If you walk your hands to the right, the feet will unravel, and now you're facing forward. Drop the heels down, drop the hips down, lift the arms, chair pose. Now we'll pulse. And straighten the legs, sweep the arms back. Lower the arms, lift up halfway, hands and step back. Plank pose. Use your knees if you'd like. Lower halfway and push up. Lower all the way. Sweep the arms back. Maybe you lift the feet and the arms. Airplane, pinky fingers in, palms face down. Locust pose. Hands come under the shoulders. If the knees are going to be lifted, go ahead and lift them now. Pull the belly in, push away from the floor. You can always do that with the knees down too. Lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Right foot stands to the middle, left leg lifts to the sky. Knee to nose. Plant the foot between the hands. Find your balance. You're on 2 railroad tracks with the feet, and then lift the arms overhead. So same thing, both hips face forward. Pull the ribs back. Sink low into the front knee, but keep the pelvis neutral. So we don't want to stick out the booty just to get the back leg straight. You can always have a little bend. And we don't want to tuck too far under, just a nice neutral pelvis with the pubic bone facing down, tailbone facing down. The arms are lifted to the sky. Whew. Wiggle the fingers in the air. And then we'll find our swing with the arms. So we're just getting the shoulders moving here. Adding a little mobility into our shoulder blades. And then maybe you find a little pulse. Getting ready for those jump moves. I know that you can always skip those. If it doesn't feel safe or if it feels like too much for today, you can stay here. So the next time the left arm swings forward, lift the right knee, one-legged Tadasana, and then we'll swing it back and down, and you can pulse the arms, pulse the leg. Again, hop forward, left arm, right leg, and swing it back. Okay, so if you're up for it, we'll go back and forth. Oop, I got the wrong way. Left arm up, yeah, good. Pulsing up and down. Little bit of cardio in the midst of this yoga practice. I promise you'll feel good. Whew. One more. All right. Both arms reach up towards the sky. See if you can find that slow, steady breath open into a goddess pose. So either hands down, shoulders up, or elbows wide, shoulders back. And we can pulse for 3, 2, 1. Straighten the legs, straighten the arms, cartwheel the hands to the back of the mat. Inhale as you lift the chest, sink the hips. Exhale, straighten the leg, bow in. Inhale. Exhale, straighten. Good. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Round in. Okay, so here's where we go to that funky twisted down dog. Slide the right foot in front of the left foot. Bend the knees as much as you need here. Don't feel like the down dog has to look perfect because it's not even a real down dog. And then we can bear claw, low palm back until you find the soles of your feet. If you have blocks handy, you can slide those underneath your hands. Otherwise, just straighten as much as you can. And then we'll twist our way out. So find your fingertips, find your tiptoes, walk your hands to the left until you unravel to the top of the mat. Feet are hip-width distance apart. Sink the hips down, lift the arms up, chair pose. Straighten the legs, sweep the arms back. Bring the hands to the floor, walk back, plank pose. Super strong, chaturanga. So lower halfway, push up, and then we'll lower all the way. Sweep the arms back, lift the legs. As long as this feels okay on the low back, keep the chin in. Lift the shoulders away from the floor and pull the belly in. This is going to bring the tailbone towards the heels. That's great. Bring hands under the shoulders. Press yourself up and back, downward dog. So we've got about 5 breaths here. If you want to take a child's pose, you can. If you want to wiggle it out, you can. Or maybe you just hold steady and feel the fullness of this pose and just notice maybe the difference between now and the beginning of class. One more breath. All right, so if you're in down dog, make sure that your feet are towards the back of your mat. So like me, I'm a little shorter, so I can walk back quite a bit. If you were in child's pose, you can go ahead and start your down dog like this. If you're super tall, we'll have to work with what we got. Okay, so inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, and then plant the foot between the hands. Inhale, lift the arms to the sky, and we'll swing the arms. Next time, the left arm goes forward. The right arm goes forward. Lift, left leg up. This time we're adding on. Maybe you can step forward and hover the back knee, and then lift up and swing back. So lift, right arm, left leg. Left arm lifts as the left leg comes forward and hover the right knee. And then we'll just hop back and forth. One more time. And if you got the arms wrong, that's okay. Both arms lift up. Good, open up, goddess pose. Bring your hands to your hips. Straighten out your legs. Bring your toes to face forward. So they're going to be facing to the left side of your mat. With a flat back, come all the way down until your fingertips can touch the floor. You can walk your hands forward just a bit, and then we'll bend from side to side. So bend the right knee, and then push really hard through that heel, and then we'll walk the fingers to the left, bend the left knee. Walk the fingertips to the back of the mat. Turn all 10 toes to face to the back. Inhale as you lift the chest. Exhale, straighten the leg. Plant the hands. Sweep the left leg back in front of the right leg. Walk the hands back. Twisted forward fold. Lift up onto the tiptoes and then walk your hands to the right. Unravel the legs, forward fold facing to the top. Root down through the right foot and lift the left leg up. So if you have a block, it works really well underneath the hands here for standing splits. Otherwise, you can have your fingertips. Bend the left knee and kick up towards the sky. Awesome. Bring the heel to the glute. Round a knee into the belly. Bend the right knee. Shift the weight out of the fingertips and lift up. Okay? Hands can go at the hips. Internally rotate the left leg. So knee comes in. It might not move very much, but that's okay. So knee in, heel out, and then we'll shift. Heel in, knee out. So I'm going to do this facing you so you can see in and out. In and out. Awesome. The next time you come to external rotation with the heel in, the knee out, you're going to cross the ankle over the knee. Bring your hands to your heart and sit back. Maybe you can come just a little bit farther. Keep the glute engaged on the right side. Inhale, stand up, lift that leg as high as you can in the external rotation, and then turn the knee towards the sky. Lift the toes up, straighten the leg. Sweep the left leg back, Plant the left foot down, bring your hands to the floor. Right leg comes back, plank pose. Chaturanga, lower halfway. Shoulders lift away from the floor and then push up, or you can just hold plank. Lower all the way to the floor. Locust pose, squeeze the glutes, but keep the belly and lift the chest, keep the chin in. Plant the hands, tuck the toes, press up and back, downward facing dog. All right, pedal the feet. So we just have one more side. Hopefully y'all are doing all right. Whew. All right, right foot stands to the middle, left leg lifts. Knee to nose and plant the foot down between the hands. Inhale, arms up. If you needed to take that shift back, you can do it now. And then we'll start the swing of the arms. Pulse of the back leg. Note that you can always just stay here and swing or just hold your crescent lunge. But if you're ready to move, when the left arm swings forward, lift the right leg and swing it back. Lift the right leg and we'll shift forward. Right foot goes down, left knee hovers. Lift up, switch the arms, and sweep it back. Just a couple more like that. If you get the arms wrong, that's all right. One more. I lost count, so we're gonna do one more. All right. Both arms lift. Turn, open, goddess pose, heels in, toes out. Straighten the legs, hands come to the hips. Toes face forward. Lower down with a flat back. And we'll go from side to side. Start by bending the left knee. Push through the heel, feel the outer glute, and then bend the right knee. And you can walk side to side. You can keep the back flat, keep the chin back. Pull the belly away from the floor. Don't let it sag down. We're still strong. The next time you come to the back of the mat, turn to face towards the back. Inhale, lift the chest, sink the hips. Exhale, straighten the leg. One more time, inhale, exhale. Plant the hands, right leg goes in front of the left foot, twisted down dog. And then we'll walk the hands back, twisted forward fold. We're almost there. Tip toes. Walk the hands to the left. I promise you'll unravel. Keep it going. Yeah. This time, right leg lifts. Remember, you have the block to bring the floor closer to you. You can also use that water bottle, the box, the book, whatever's at home, or you can use the wall too. Lift, right leg up a little higher, and then bend the knee and kick towards the ceiling. For 3, pull the belly in. 2, 1. Whew. You're doing good. Heel to glute, knee to belly, bend to the standing leg, shift the weight, and lift the right knee up, come up to one-legged Tadasana. We'll find our internal and external rotation. So knee in, heel out, and then heel in, knee out. Back and forth. And you can really feel that with the hand on the hip. You can feel some of those muscles engage. The next time you come to external rotation with the heel in, go ahead and set the ankle down, sit the hips back. Squeeze left glute. If you're dropping really far into the right hip, lift it up. Find a deeper hip crease. Lift the chest, sit back and down. Think chair pose, figure 4. Okay, so lift the chest, keep it externally rotated, lift the ankle off the knee. Good, shoot it forward. Lift the toes, keep it hovering, sweep it back, warrior 3 shape, and plant the foot down. Bring the hands to the floor. Last opportunity, find your plank pose. Maybe you take your push up, lowering halfway, and then come to the floor. Sweep the arms back, locust pose, strong belly. Hands come down, push up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Whew, yeah. And then bring the toes together, knees wide. Sit the hips back, walk the hands forward, child's pose. Feel the effects of the practice. Bring your hands back towards you. We're going to sit to one side and sweep the legs out. Come to cow face legs. So take your left knee bent, bring the left heel towards the right hip. So this might look different for everybody. You'll take your right leg and cross it over. So you might end up looking more vertical like this, or you can take the right ankle and slide it across, working towards setting the knee down. Okay, so wherever you landed, all good. Maybe remove some of the flesh out from underneath the sits bones. If you're feeling a stretch here, sitting up tall, stay right here. This is awesome. If you aren't feeling a stretch, then sit up tall, hinge from the hip crease, and walk the hands forward. Bow the chin to the chest. And breathe. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Walk the hands back if you laid over the thighs. Bring your hands behind you. Lift the chest. The fingers can be out, belly in. And then we'll switch sides. So this time the right leg will go under, the left leg will go over. And remember that it might be different on both sides, so it's okay if this side you stay up, or maybe the other side you were up and this side you go down. Wherever you land, maybe you remove some of that flesh from the sits bones, and then possibly walk the hands forward, bow the chin in, and relax down. So we're in that externally rotated shape. And just allowing ourselves to stretch after working the hips, working the glutes. Continuing to follow the full length of the breath. And if there is chatter in the mind, notice it, but let it go and come back to the focus of the breath. If you are over the legs, find your hands and walk back. Bring your fingers out, palms in, lift the chest. All right, let's sit back and open the legs. Coming to a wide leg forward fold. So feet out, toes up. Find a nice tall seat. For some of us, we may feel the stretch here. So just like we were in our cow face pose, know that you can stay in whatever shape feels the best in your body. If you'd like, you can walk the hands forward. Maybe you just rest here and bring the chin to the chest. Maybe you come to the forearms. You can place a block under the forehead if that feels good. Or just rest the neck down, kind of rocking from side to side and allowing some length along the entire backside of the spine. continuing to follow the breath. Bring your hands under your shoulders and lift up. Bring your hands underneath your knees. Lean back, bend the knees. Bring the feet together. Bring your hands behind you, lift your chest. Either roll to one side and come down, or grab your knees and roll to your back. Bring the knees to your chest and we'll go back to that rocking from side to side. Slide your hands to the tops of your knees and find some gentle circles. You may find that doing tiny circles along the sacrum might feel better, or doing larger circles, rolling to the outsides and top of the hip might feel better. Switching directions, knees opposite way. Soles of the feet together, knees wide, butterfly pose. You can bring your hands, so the heel of your hand, to the hip crease and push away from you. Very gently, just a gentle push, releasing some traction from the spine. Release that push and bring your hands either to the sides or one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly, and breathe. Hands to the outside of your thighs. Close your knees in like a book. Bring your knees together. Take your hips, lift them and move them to the left, just about 1 inch to 3 inches. Arms come out to the side. And then let the knees drop over to the right. Coming into a twist, knees are stacked. Maybe your gaze goes to the left hand. Look to the ceiling, lift the knees up. Take your hips, find center first, and then move them to the right, just 1 to 3 inches. Knees stack, and now they go to the left as you look over towards the right hand. Big breath from the bottom of the lungs to the top of the lungs. Look to the ceiling. Lift the knees one at a time. Bring your hips in alignment with your shoulders. Squeeze your knees into your chest. Rock from side to side if you'd like. And we will go to Shavasana from here, so you can let the legs go long. Make yourself as comfy as possible. If you have props, you can slide them under the knees or a blanket on the belly. Otherwise, roll the shoulders underneath your back. Let your palms face up towards the sky. Relax your neck and jaw. Take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale, side out. Release control of the breath. Release any tension in the eyebrows. And fully settle in to the final shape. Knowing that I will bring us out in just a few minutes, that you can let yourself be fully supported here by the earth, by the mat, and by the energy of your practice. Deepen your breath. Take your thumb across each fingertip. Circle out the wrists and ankles. Reach your arms overhead, stretch from top to bottom. And then bend the knees one at a time. Roll over to one side. And slowly, with the heavy head, soft bones, press yourself up. Maybe the eyes stay closed. Bring your hands to your heart, finding a comfortable seat. Taking a moment of gratitude for all that your body does. And acknowledge the effort it took to show up and practice today. And to the practice of yoga and to the divine light in each of you, I bow. Namaste. Thank you. I am so happy to have you all here. It was lovely practicing with you. If you want to connect with me, reach out. I think the next one is on Saturday morning with a different teacher from Earth Trek, so be on the lookout for that, and I will see you later. You're welcome, everybody. Okay, bye.